Hey everyone, this is R2Me2, and for this tip I'm going to be showing you how you can make custom tables and other types of structures within portals utilizing walls and images. So let's hop in. So first I want to shout out to Portals resident Zeb for being the source of inspiration for this one. When I saw this shared in one of the channels on the Portals server, I was instantly stumped as how they were able to produce this kind of furniture. They had roulette table, card table, like a full working casino in there. And we chatted, and a bunch of other residents were in there asking questions, and they gave a hint, and I figured it out. So I'm going to show you how we can put something like this together. I'm going to do something kind of simple, but you can take this concept and apply it in a number of different ways. So I'd encourage you to have a look at the images that Zeb has shared on the Portal server, and if not, they're also up on their Twitter, which I'll have mentioned in the description of the video. All right, so let's get started. So I have some items ready to go to save time. I found kind of a wood texture that I wanted, as well as table up here. So this is just a ping pong table type of thing. And then finally, one of these. I couldn't find a net good enough for this, so I found what looks like a textured wall or railing or something, but I'm going to temporarily have that be my netting. So what I'm going to do is put together something that will resemble a ping pong table. And I'm going to do it kind of crude just for the sake of time. But the trick is you have a second level. So if you haven't seen how to do a second level, check out my other video, the other two videos where I show you how to make stairs like this, as well as how you can get a second level or second story. And just the TLDR on that one is, take a column like this or a pillar, put an image resized on top of it, and strategically place it, and you basically give yourself another level. So we have walls of two heights. We have kind of a short wall and then a tall wall. So when I made this second level, I was using the shorter wall as that height, which means if I take a taller wall like this one, that'll actually poke through the top of this level, which is how we're going to kind of trick this building technique. Okay, so I've got the editor open. Like I said, I've already placed these items in here, so that saves a bit of time. Just a word of caution, when you are placing images on top of walls like this, sometimes they go on crooked, so you either need to rotate your wall to place it correctly or change your camera angle. Sometimes it can be a little funky, but since this isn't really an official building method, I think that's why we have to kind of come up with creative solutions. So I'm using an image item for these textures and images here, and then near the bottom I'm using the taller wall option. Either of these ones will actually do. These are the shorter ones. Okay, so what I would do is I would take something like that, and then I would take an image and set it on top of it and position it however I'm looking. So this is what I'm going to do in a moment for the net. I'll show you how that actually happens in real time. But for now, I'm just going to put these in position. I'm actually going to use this wall over here. I'm not going to put the other wood texture on it just for the sake of time, but I'm just going to go ahead and place it over there. If you did, you'd place something like that and then place it on that side. I've got this other texture here, which I'm going to put on our close side, but I'm going to position this in place first. So this is the part that's holding up the image of the ping pong table. And so I'm going to align it as best I can with the other wall that's over there. Click it in place. And, I'm putting these images on the walls first. That does help rather than putting the walls in place and then adding the images. I just find that it's a little bit easier to maneuver. But you do see some kind of funny behavior when you're moving things around. So that's why stuff's kind of popping off and moving around. But I'll try and position it more or less in the middle and just to where you can clear past the wall like this. And that wasn't quite enough. So I'm going to go just a tad bit more this way. Let's see if I can get it centered a little better. That's looking better. And there we go. So now we have what's looking like a table, right? And I can use the camera and scroll over here to see if I got that other wall positioned correctly. And not quite. I'll fix it. Okay, so I just took a few moments to do a couple of alignment things. I had accidentally clicked on the floor and had to reposition that. So let's take a look at how we would do a net, or at least come up with some sort of solution for a net. So what I'm going to do is take this single net here and place it on a wall also. So I'm going to take another one of these. I'm going to rotate it using Q or E. And then I'm going to take this and place it here and resize it using E to make it larger. And I want to make it just big enough so that it pops off the top, just enough. Probably something like that. And what I would do is actually take two of these and place them on two different walls and kind of overlap them to create the illusion of a net, because right now we're only going to see an image on one side. But that's okay for now. So I'll go ahead and move this into position. So of course, if you wanted to make this look a little bit prettier, I would put textures on all sides, right? But for now, I'll place some walls here as a means to just sort of close off the space, so it looks a little bit more intentional. So like that one, I actually kind of made it crooked, so I'm offsetting it like that for now, and then I'll do the same offset over here. So one thing I'm realizing at this point is, because of the way that I built this structure here, my net is actually a little bit off to one side, and the wall can't really be moved over because I have these outer walls here. So what I'm going to do is instead use a column, and I'm going to reposition it. So I'm actually going to take it off. I'm not even going to worry about the wall that's in there. And take that, change my view, and then see if that's high enough. Yep, it is. And then I'll go ahead and try to get that just into position like so. And that'll work. So there we go. A crude ping pong table that gets the job done. It turned out that I didn't have to get a second one after all, because the image is transparent there. So I cut away for a minute to change some of the outer walls of the ping pong table. I kind of liked just the original wood that the wall options have in here. So swapped out the ones that had the wood texture and stuck those in instead. So yeah, there you go. See you in the next one.